She's not reaching out like before. The energy between you has shifted. You were once the man she couldn't get enough of, but now it feels like you're barely on her radar. And the worst part, you can sense it. You recognize the exact moment she stopped seeing you as a priority. At this point, you have two choices: stay confused, wondering what went wrong, or take charge and fix the situation. This didn't happen randomly. There's a clear reason she lost interest. In this video, I'm going to break it all down. I'll uncover the harsh truths that most men never realize until it's too late. If you're ready for real, no-nonsense advice, the kind most people won't tell you, drop a comment below. This isn't for those looking for quick fixes. It's for men who refuse to stay in the dark. Before we move forward, if you're finding value in this video, take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support helps me continue creating content that challenges common misconceptions and brings you the insights most people ignore. Women don't lose interest without a reason. When she starts pulling away, it's because something has changed. And in most cases, it comes down to two key factors. First, she stopped feeling excitement with you. The emotional highs faded. There was no unpredictability, no sense of adventure, nothing that made her crave being around you. Second, she realized she had more control in the relationship than you did. The moment she sees herself as the prize and feels like you're the one chasing, her attraction begins to fade. If you think this is just about texting too much or not taking her on enough dates, you're missing the bigger picture. Attraction isn't about what you say, it's about how she feels when she's with you. In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to give you an honest, no-filter breakdown of female psychology. What makes a woman deeply desire a man, what makes her lose interest, and exactly how you can turn things around before it's too late. 1. She's losing interest. Here's why you can feel it. Her energy has changed. Her messages are getting shorter, her excitement has faded, and she no longer looks at you the way she used to. At first, the shift is subtle. Then, all of a sudden, it's obvious. She used to be eager to talk to you. Now she barely notices. She used to respond right away. Now hours or even days go by before she replies. It's frustrating, and you're left wondering what went wrong. Most men are taught the wrong lessons about relationships. Society tells you that when a woman pulls away, it's because you didn't do enough. That if you had texted more, planned more dates, or shown more affection, she would have stayed. But that's not the truth. Women don't leave because they weren't given enough attention. They leave because they stopped feeling something for you. And that something is attraction. Attraction isn't about love, effort, gifts, or compliments. It's not about trying harder or doing more. It all comes down to how she feels when she's with you. She lost interest because, at some point, things became too predictable. The excitement was gone. The emotional highs and lows that once kept her drawn to you disappeared. She got comfortable. She knew you were always available, that you weren't going anywhere. And the moment she realized she didn't have to earn your attention, she stopped valuing it. Here's what most men don't realize. Women don't consciously think about this. She didn't wake up one day and decide she was bored. It's much deeper than that. It's instinctive. Just like men are naturally drawn to youth and beauty, women are naturally drawn to a man who makes them feel something. When that feeling fades, she either leaves, or worse, she stays, but emotionally disconnects. You've probably seen it before. A woman who is still physically in the relationship, but completely detached. She goes through the motions, but the spark is gone. She acts as if she's doing her partner a favor by staying. It's painful to watch and even more painful to experience. And if nothing changes, she will eventually leave for someone who reignites that feeling in her. That's the real reason she lost interest. It wasn't because of one small mistake, and it wasn't because you weren't good enough. It happened because she stopped feeling the level of attraction she needs to stay invested. And once she mentally checks out, no amount of sweet words, grand gestures, or desperate attempts will bring her back, which brings us to the next critical truth. 2. Never chase, Let her come to you. When a woman pulls away, your natural reaction is to chase. You want to reach out, fix things, remind her of the good times and tell her how much she means to you. But the moment you do, you ruin your chances of getting her back. Why? Because the second she senses that you're chasing, that you're afraid of losing her, her attraction for you disappears completely. Women only value what they have to earn. They don't respect what's handed to them without effort. That's why they become obsessed with men who don't give them constant attention, who don't always reply right away, who don't shower them with validation. It's not because they enjoy being treated poorly, it's because those men create a sense of challenge. They spark tension and uncertainty, and that emotional pull is what keeps a woman engaged. Now, does this mean you should become cold or heartless? Not at all. But it does mean you need to understand how attraction really works. If you want to keep a woman's interest, you need to stop acting like a man who's afraid to lose her. The moment she senses that you need her more than she needs you, her respect for you starts to fade. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. She wants to be with a man she feels lucky to have, not a man who feels lucky to have her. This is where most men go wrong. Instead of maintaining their confidence and being a challenge, they start acting weak. They become overly emotional, overcompensate, and try to hold on tighter. When they sense her pulling away, they panic. They start texting more, calling more, and doing whatever they can to get her attention. And she notices the shift. She sees that you're afraid of losing her. She realizes she has all the power in the relationship, and the moment she feels she has complete control over you, her attraction fades. Here's the truth most men don't understand. The less you chase her, the more she wants you, but the more you chase, the faster she pulls away. If she stops texting, you stop texting. If she puts in less effort, you pull back even further. If she ignores you, you do nothing. Silence is powerful. Most men panic when they feel a woman slipping away, so they rush to fix things. But the men who actually have women chasing them, they don't react. They stay calm and in control because they understand something most men don't. A woman doesn't lose interest in a man who remains a mystery. If she knows she can have you anytime she wants, she starts to get bored. But if she's unsure, if she's wondering why you haven't texted, why you seem so calm, why you don't seem affected, that's when she starts thinking about you again. And when she starts thinking about you, she starts missing you. And when she starts missing you, she starts chasing you. If you want a woman to want you again, you have to create space for her to miss you. Let her wonder what happened. Let her feel what life is like without you. Because until she feels that loss, she won't see your true value. So the next time you feel the urge to reach out, to fix things, to remind her how much you care, stop. Every message you send, every call you make, every attempt to fix things only pushes her further away. The only way to shift the dynamic is to do nothing, to let her feel the absence, to make her realize she could lose you. And when that happens, everything changes. 3. Master emotional contrast. A woman's attraction to you isn't based on logic. It's not about how much effort you put in, how well you treat her, or how much you love her. None of that matters if you don't make her feel something. Women are emotional by nature. Their world is shaped by feelings, excitement, tension, curiosity, and unpredictability. When a woman is deeply drawn to a man, it's because he keeps her emotionally engaged. Not in a toxic way, but in a way that makes every interaction feel alive. The biggest mistake most men make? Being too predictable, too safe, too available. That's when she starts to lose interest. Many men believe that women want stability above all else, that they're looking for a nice, reliable guy who's always available, always checking in, always prioritizing her needs. But that's not what excites her. That kind of behavior makes her feel comfortable, but it never makes her addicted. Women aren't drawn to comfort. They're drawn to emotion and uncertainty. They crave the thrill of the unknown, the excitement of unpredictability. That's why so many women become fixated on men who keep them guessing. One moment they're distant, the next they're pulling them back in. It's not about enjoying the drama. It's about the emotional highs and lows that create a sense of addiction. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean you should be toxic, but it does mean you can't be predictable. If she always knows exactly what to expect from you, if she's certain she has you no matter what, your value in her mind starts to fade. A woman needs to feel a sense of mystery. She should be wondering what's on your mind, questioning where she stands with you, and feeling the need to earn your attention. If you fail to create this sense of challenge, if you always say yes, always text first, always let her take the lead, she will lose interest. And once a woman gets bored, she mentally checks out. Here's how it works. If she texts you and you always reply immediately, she stops valuing your messages. But if you occasionally take your time, if sometimes you leave her on read or wait hours before responding, she'll start thinking about you more. If she asks to hang out and you always say yes, she begins to take your time for granted. But if sometimes you say, "I'm busy," or "I'll let you know," she starts wondering what could be more important than her. If she asks how you feel and you constantly reassure her, she gets comfortable. But if you say, "You're great, but I'm still figuring things out," she suddenly feels challenged, and that challenge makes her want to win you over. Now think about the men women are most drawn to, the ones they can't stop thinking about, the ones who seem to have a hold on them. Are those men predictable? Do they always put her first? Do they make her 100% sure they will never leave? Number. Those men keep her emotions engaged. One moment they're warm and charismatic. The next, they're distant and unreadable. One day, they're laughing and flirting. The next, they're quiet and mysterious. She never knows exactly what to expect, and that is what keeps her hooked. If a woman loses attraction, it's because her emotions have gone flat. If you want to reignite that spark, you need to reintroduce emotional contrast. Be unpredictable, be mysterious, keep her intrigued, and watch how quickly she starts chasing you again. Be a rare commodity, not just another option. Have you ever noticed that women are naturally drawn to men who seem to be in high demand? The men who have other women interested in them, who aren't constantly available and who don't spend their time waiting for a text. That's because those men possess something incredibly valuable. Scarcity. Scarcity increases value. When something is rare, people want it more. When something is easily available, it's taken for granted. This applies to you as well. If she knows that you're always there, always responding instantly, always prioritizing her above everything else, she stops seeing you as someone worth chasing. But if she senses that your time is limited, that your attention is earned, and that you have a life filled with goals and priorities beyond her, she will instinctively start valuing you more. Look at successful men, celebrities, athletes, high achievers. These men don't chase women, they don't beg for attention, and they certainly don't make a woman the center of their world. And because of that, women chase them. It's not just about their fame or looks, it's about the fact that their time is scarce. Scarcity creates desire. Now think about your own life. Are you acting like a man who is rare, valuable, and in demand? Or are you making yourself too available, always waiting for her, always responding the moment she reaches out? Because if you're constantly accessible, you're just another option, and women don't respect options. They respect men who have options. So how do you put this into action? Don't always respond instantly. Let her wonder what you're doing. C. Let her realize what life is like without you. Don't always say yes to plans. Make her feel like she has to earn your time. If she starts pulling away, don't chase her. Let her feel you're absent. A woman will never truly value you unless she feels the possibility of losing you. That's why the men who attract women effortlessly are the ones who never act desperate. They understand that their time, attention, and presence are a privilege, and if one woman doesn't appreciate it, another will. Shift your mindset. Stop acting like you're lucky to have her. Instead, make her feel lucky to have you. When you do that, everything changes. 5. Emotional strength. Power. Women don't test men just for the sake of it. They do it because they need to. It's in their nature. Every unanswered text, every sudden mood shift, every "I don't know what I want" is a test whether she realizes it or not. And if you don't handle these situations correctly, if you become emotional or reactive, you fail the test, and she loses respect for you. Most men don't understand this. They panic when a woman becomes distant. They over-explain, seek reassurance, and ask what's wrong. They try to fix things by proving their worth, by being extra attentive, by begging for her attention. But the moment you do that, she subconsciously realizes that you need her more than she needs you, and that's when she mentally checks out. Women aren't just looking for a man who is physically strong. They are wired to seek out emotional strength. A woman cannot fully respect a man who is emotionally weak, and without respect, there is no real attraction. Let's break it down. If she starts acting distant, don't panic. Stay calm. If she becomes moody, don't try to fix it. Let her work through it. If she tests you by pulling away, don't chase. Let her come back on her own. The strongest men, the ones women admire the most, are not overly emotional, needy, or constantly seeking validation. They are composed, self-assured, and always in control of their emotions. They don't argue over every small thing. They don't beg when a woman starts pulling away. They don't break down when things don't go their way. They hold their frame. And holding your frame means this: no matter what happens, you stay in control. If she's being unpredictable, you remain steady. If she pulls away, you don't react emotionally. If she tests you, you don't fall apart. You pass the test by showing her that you are a man who cannot be shaken. This is why women stay with men they respect, even when they're upset with them. It's not about being perfect. It's about being a man who remains solid under pressure. When you embody that strength, women don't just notice, they gravitate toward you. 6. Maintain your power and rebuild fast. The most powerful response to a woman testing you is no response at all. When she tries to get an emotional reaction, whether through mood swings, playing games, or acting distant, your job is to stay calm and do nothing. The moment she realizes that she can't shake you, her entire perception of you changes. Why? Because respect is the foundation of attraction. Women don't walk away from men they respect. They leave when they sense weakness, insecurity, or emotional instability. So, the next time she tries to provoke a reaction, resist the urge to explain yourself, prove a point, or chase her. Instead, remain composed, unbothered, and in control. That silence, your ability to remain steady, will make her rethink everything. Most men fail these tests because they react emotionally. Be different. Be the man who remains unaffected, the one she can't manipulate with mind games. When she realizes she can't control you, she stops testing and starts chasing. 7. Become the man she regrets losing. A woman doesn't regret losing a man because of what he says. She regrets it because of what she sees. Women don't sit around reminiscing about how much you love them or how much effort you put in. They don't long for the guy who begged them to stay. Instead, they miss the man who elevated himself after the breakup, the one who became so much better that he made them question everything. Right now, she believes she can replace you. She thinks she can find someone equal to or better than you. That's the harsh truth. And most men make the mistake of proving her right. They break down, become emotional, and do nothing to improve themselves. If you want her to regret leaving, you must become the man she never thought you could be. This means 3 things. 1. Level up. Physically. You cannot be the same man she walked away from. If you were already in shape, take it further. Get stronger, leaner, and more confident. If you neglected your health, that changes now. When a woman sees a man physically transform after a breakup, it shakes her. She starts to realize something painful. He's improving, and I'm not part of it. She imagines other women noticing the new version of you, the version she didn't have the patience to wait for. That thought destroys her. 2. Increase your status. Success is attractive. Women are naturally drawn to men who have ambition, influence, and social proof. If she left when you were struggling and you're still struggling, she won't feel any regret. But if she sees you rising, advancing in your career, building wealth, expanding your social circle, that's when she starts questioning her decision. 3. Expand your social influence. A man who is respected by others is desired by women. Build your network. Surround yourself with people who elevate you. If she sees that you are now admired, respected, and in demand, she will start to wonder if she made a mistake. Regaining your power and moving forward. Imagine this. She sees you again after 6 months, expecting to find the same heartbroken, lost man she left behind. But instead, she sees someone completely transformed, more confident, successful, and respected. She notices how others admire you, how you're achieving things she never imagined, and suddenly, the man she walked away from is now the man she wants again. 3. Control your mindset. A woman rarely regrets leaving a man who chases her. She regrets leaving a man who moves forward so decisively that she feels completely forgotten. Many men struggle at this stage. They spend their time dwelling on the past, scrolling through old messages, reminiscing about the relationship, and hoping she'll come back. But this mindset only keeps them stuck, reinforcing the very reasons she left. The truth is, a woman only regrets losing a man who makes her feel like she was never essential to his life. This doesn't mean being cold or heartless. It means shifting your focus entirely away from her and toward yourself. Your energy should go into personal growth, not into seeking closure or revisiting old wounds. And here's the key. The moment she realizes that you're thriving without her, that's when she starts questioning her decision, and by the time she comes back, you won't even want her anymore, because you'll have already outgrown that chapter of your life. 4. The only message that works. When a woman starts losing interest, most men panic. They overthink, send long emotional messages, and try to explain their feelings, hoping to reignite her attraction. But all this does is push her further away. Why? Because desperation kills attraction. You cannot convince a woman to feel something for you. Attraction isn't a logical choice, it's an emotional response. If she no longer feels drawn to you, no amount of pleading or over-explaining will change that. But there is one message that disrupts her expectations and forces her to rethink everything. "Hey, stranger." That's it. 2 simple words. No emotion, no desperation, just casual detachment. Why does this work? Because she expects you to be heartbroken, to chase, to seek closure. She assumes you're still emotionally stuck. But when she receives a calm, distant message instead, it confuses her. She starts wondering, why is he so casual? Has he moved on? Is he seeing someone else? That small seed of doubt is enough to shift the dynamic, because suddenly, she's no longer certain. Now, here's the most important part. When she replies, you do not fall back into old patterns. If she asks how you've been, keep it short. Doing well, keeping busy. If she asks if you miss her, don't get emotional. I don't really dwell on the past. If she tries to bring up deep feelings, keep things light and playful. And if she wants to see you again, make her earn your time. Don't immediately say yes. Let her feel like she has to work for your attention, just as she once expected you to work for hers. 5. The ultimate power move. If she disrespected you, left you for someone else, or treated you as an option, then the strongest move is to never text her at all. No, "Hey stranger," no reaching out, nothing. Because when a woman expects you to come crawling back, and instead you disappear completely, it creates an emotional void. She starts checking your social media, wondering why you're so quiet. She becomes curious about what you're doing, who you're with, and nothing makes a woman more obsessed than the fear that she lost something valuable. 6. Becoming the man she regrets. Losing. Losing a woman isn't the real loss. The real loss is losing yourself by staying stuck in the past. But if you shift your mindset, that loss can become the greatest gift, because now you have the opportunity to become a better, stronger version of yourself. Most men fail at this stage. They keep waiting, hoping, dwelling on what could have been, but the men who truly win, they use that pain as fuel. They don't beg, they don't wait, they don't sit around reminiscing. Instead, they level up physically, mentally, and financially. They become the kind of men who command respect without even saying a word. The kind of men who never have to chase, because women chase them. And when that transformation happens, she will notice. She will start wondering. She will feel the loss. But by the time she realizes what she walked away from, you won't even care, because you'll finally understand that it was never about her. It was always about you.